know how to check your grades since we have a different layout for Canvas this year than you did last year. So it looks a little different, but I want to make sure you know how to get there. First off, I'm popped into a student's account. You don't know whose it is. Their name is hidden right now. But first things first, this person has 71 unread messages. We use Canvas Inbox as your teachers to communicate with you. So you need to be checking those messages. You shouldn't have 71 unread messages. So as teachers and students, we're going to communicate through Canvas Inbox. So this needs to be checked regularly. So check your inbox. Make sure you clear out old messages so that you only have 1 or 2 pop-ups if you have some missing messages, so that you know that there's something there for you to check. So on this homeroom tab, you can see across the top that one of the buttons is grades. If you click on that, you can see how you're doing in each of your classes. And you can see right now that this particular student has only had tasks graded in math. It's the first week. Either he or she did not do any other tasks, or they just have not been graded by the teacher yet. But if you go down here to math, for example, it says 100%. But let's click into that class. So we click into math and it'll take you straight to your grades for math. And what you'll see is, yeah, for all the things that the student has turned in, the student has scored 100% on those tasks. But notice over here in the scores column that there's a dash instead of points. So the due date is today and not until later today. So I haven't marked anything as a 0 if it's missing, but this student hasn't done this task yet. So it says 100%, but really after these due dates pass, I'll start putting in zeros for incomplete work so that you can see what you're missing. Plus, you'll always want to check Skyward. Canvas is not the final resting place for your grades, so you will want to check Skyward and check your grades there, because sometimes as your teacher, I'm going to put in a 0 and missing in Skyward, but I won't necessarily mark it as a 0 here, even though there's a deadline, because I just want you to realize, yes, I can still do this task. I can fix it. So if you see you're missing an assignment, well, all you have to do is you just click on the name of the assignment and it will take you straight to that task. That way that you can complete that assignment and get it done. And then you can arrow back or click, well, you can't see it right now because I wanted to block the student's name, but you can go back, click back to subject, click on grades again, and you can still go back and see which ones. Or you can also choose to right click and then choose open a new tab. So that way you can have multiple tabs across the top of all the tasks that you're missing, so you know where to focus your effort. Of course, some of this stuff in here that you have to turn in, you really need the information before you. So you got to make sure you go into modules. You're not just going straight to your grade book and doing the things that have points, but rather you're going into modules. You can see the student hasn't done everything, that he or she has just gone straight to the things that are graded. But really you should start at the top of your module and you'll see that there'll be a check mark when you've done it. So on this particular page, you're supposed to mark it as done, indicating that you've looked at that page, you've seen it, you watched that video, so then you just click right here, mark as done. But that will help you keep track of what is going on in your course, what you have seen, what you haven't seen. So this student has a lot of work left to do. So it's not just doing the tasks that have points assigned to it, but rather looking at marking done, acknowledging that you have read those things or watched those videos, because it's all part of your learning. Because next week, as you get into week 2, yeah, you're not going to have graded things, but in order to do well, not all of your things are going to be graded, is what I mean. Not all your things are going to be graded, but in order to do well on this graded task or this graded task, you do need the information before it. So your best way of learning and doing your best would be to go into modules and work through the module. So you can open the first page, read and do the task, mark it as done if needed, and then use the next button. And then that will just keep moving you through the module so that you're learning as much as you can as you go. All right, well, thank you. And if you have any questions about this, please send me a message right here in Canvas Inbox, but make sure you're also reading the message in Canvas Inbox. Good luck.